My fiancé Liam had a car accident to reply to my message. He was in a car accident. As a result, he became paralyzed. After that, he proposed breaking up. He said he didn't want to hold me back for life. I did not accept his decision. I started working hard to earn money. I hope to find a way to cure him. I look forward to his speedy recovery. However, one late night when I was coming home, I accidentally overheard him on the phone with a streamer. Brother, your fiancé often works overtime for your illness. Her health has become an issue. You're being too inconsiderate. Don't deceive her into giving you money like this. How can I be your top supporter to take good care of you? Liam once again proposed breaking up with regret. I nodded in agreement. I stood by his hospital bed. His eyes were filled with sadness. He looked at me and said, "Emily, the surgery costs $3 million. I don't want to be your burden. Wait until I recover. Then we will get married." I'm lying on the hospital bed. My hand is tightly clenched. The nails are digging into my palm. Blood is oozing out. If I didn't know all of this was fake, I might still be moved like before, foolishly touched. But unfortunately, I already know the truth. The nurse pushed the medicine cart in. She said to the patient in bed 44, "It's time for your medication." He listened to me. He took the medicine. With the boiled water on the bedside table, he quickly swallowed it, but I noticed. He moved his lower body, obviously, to reach the cup on the small table. I secretly laughed inside. This is what you call being sick after taking the medicine. His phone suddenly rang. The screen showed a photo of a young girl dressed lightly. The screen displays a photo of a young girl dressed lightly. He appears a bit flustered. He quickly hung up the phone. I originally planned to leave, but I stopped and asked, "This is?" Liam smiled awkwardly. He replied, "It's nothing. Emily, you know how much I love you. This is a call from the live streaming company. I also want to take a part-time job to earn some extra money." "Really? But I've seen that profile picture in his short video platform's follower list." Once, while I was scrolling through videos, the software suddenly pushed a live stream with edgy content to me. I found it a bit strange. I clicked in to take a look. I found that the profile picture of the top gift giver looked very familiar. Isn't this my fiancé who is paralyzed from a car accident and has no money for treatment? I don't often watch these live streams, but that doesn't mean I know nothing about them. I didn't say anything. I just silently watched his phone. He was afraid I would misunderstand. He quickly explained, "Emily, they said as long as I keep the atmosphere lively in the live stream every day, then I can earn a daily wage of 300 yuan. I want to save enough for the surgery as soon as possible. Then we can get married." After hearing that, I tentatively asked, "Sounds good. Why not introduce me? We can earn money together." "No way. They only want men." Liam immediately rejected me. "Emily, you should go back and rest. Your complexion has been very poor these days." After hearing that, I nodded. Liam immediately lay down on the bed. He pretended to be tired. After I went out, I didn't leave the hospital. Instead, I went to the clinic where I had my full body checkup to get the results. The doctor told me, "Emily, your test results show that your body is severely depleted. If you continue to engage in high-intensity labor, there may be unforeseen consequences." Upon hearing these words, I silently closed my eyes, in order to make me believe that he was indeed paralyzed. Liam stayed in the hospital for a whole year. This year, to help him regain his health, I have sacrificed too much, thinking back on all the efforts I've made for him over the years. All that remains in my heart is irony and sadness. Suddenly, a violent cough surged up. I was coughing heavily. After the coughing fit, I looked at my palm. I found a small spot of blood. The doctor just told me, if my body continues like this, it will really be too late. For money, I'm willing to do any hard part-time job. Many jobs are not good for my health. The agency had also clearly informed us before. This kind of high-intensity work has harmed me more severely than expected. However, this year I have also saved over $1 million. Suddenly, I remembered the beautiful times when we first got together. At that time, we had little money, let alone $1 million. We couldn't even come up with 10,000. Later, he received the lead role in the first dance drama. He gave all the money he earned to me. He said he would never let me worry about money again, and he really did it. Now I have money, but my life is in danger. The phone suddenly rang. A message popped up on the screen. "Emily, the money has been credited. 100,000. I looked at that familiar profile picture. I couldn't help but smile. Then I took a deep breath. I closed the chat window. Fortunately, that night I heard his conversation with that streamer. This kept me from falling into complete despair. In the evening, Liam called me on a video call. On the screen, his handsome face was glistening with sweat. He smiled very gently. He said to Emily, "Emily, I also worked hard on my rehabilitation today. I think the rehabilitation program you bought for me is really effective. My leg is starting to feel a bit." This year, every few days, he would say that he could feel his leg. Half a year ago, I often felt that his leg would get better soon because of these words. I looked up at him. His lips slightly moved, but when I left today, the rehabilitation room seemed to be closed. After he heard this, a hint of unnaturalness appeared on his face. "It opened in the afternoon. You left early and didn't see it." I couldn't help but cough twice. He immediately asked with concern, "What's wrong, Emily? Are you too tired lately?" I said it was nothing, but Liam lowered his head in self-blame. "If it weren't for my illness, you wouldn't have to work so hard." A glimmer of light flashed in his eyes. He said firmly, "I must earn enough money as soon as possible to heal myself." His determined attitude momentarily left me a bit dazed. The information I found on his phone has been lingering in my mind. It won't go away. I forced a faint smile. I nodded slightly. Then I hung up the phone. At that moment, the doctor responsible for Liam sent a message. "Emily, upon verification, your partner has not participated in rehabilitation training since being hospitalized. The refund account has indeed been changed to his personal account." At that time, I found that the source of the money Liam sent to the host was unclear, so I sent someone to investigate. As a result, it was discovered he embezzled the large rehabilitation fee I paid. The accompanying image is a screenshot of the hospital's refund bill. I looked at that familiar card number. My body involuntarily felt cold. At this moment, the phone received another message. "Emily, the lung report from your afternoon examination is out. Let me know when it's convenient for you to come pick it up." I received the examination report. The results show that there are serious lesions in my lungs. If it continues to develop, it may turn into lung cancer. Fortunately, it was discovered early. Liam called to say, "Emily, today marks the 2-year anniversary of our acquaintance. You should come to the hospital quickly. I have a surprise for you." As soon as I walked into the ward, I saw it was decorated very romantically inside. Liam saw me come in. He waved at me happily. "Emily, come over quickly. This is your favorite chocolate cake from that place. I made a reservation a long time in advance." He also pointed to something next to it. "And this, it's the dance skirt you always wanted to buy." I talked to the shopkeeper for a long time. Only then did he agree to rush and make one. This cake, although expensive, is also particularly hard to order. But at least you can buy it with money. That dance skirt is different. It was handmade by a famous intangible cultural heritage inheritor. Even if you have money, you might not be able to buy it. I can't even wear such a beautiful dance skirt right now. Long-term life pressure and illness have made me no longer as light as I used to be. I have also lost my skilled dancing techniques. That's right, I am like Liam. I was once a ballet dancer too. I am his senior sister. I am also his instructor in the dance troupe. I have provided him with resources all along, teaching him techniques and practicing with him. In that confession that made everyone envious, he told everyone that he had liked me for a long time, hoping that I could be his girlfriend. I touched that beautiful dance skirt and said in a daze, "Now I can no longer fit into this size." He frowned, gently holding my hand that was placed on the skirt. "Emily, you used to perform so well. Now you are just temporarily facing difficulties. You will definitely be able to bounce back in the future. You know that. I have always supported you. If you are willing, you can let go of these things now. I can handle it alone." I was stunned there. I kept thinking about what he said. Let go of all this. But the life I have now, it's because he cried and begged me not to leave him back then. That's why I gave up the glory of being the best. Now let me let go. How could I possibly go back? Moreover, the predicament I'm in now is because I took on the high expenses of 100,000 every month for him. Those sweet words. Ultimately, they can't compare to the daily necessities of life. Moreover, these trivial matters of life are actually traps set by Liam for me. He made me gradually exhaust myself, giving all the benefits to him. Just then, Liam's phone rang. I saw it. That was the number of that little streamer. This time, he clearly intended to answer the call. I quickly stopped Liam, who was about to pick up the phone. "Don't answer it. Today is our anniversary. I just want you to spend this day with me properly." He looked a bit hesitant, but he still answered the call. I don't know what was said on the phone. After hanging up, his expression changed. He said to me, "Emily, they said they urgently need part-time workers and asked me to get online and work quickly. You know, I'm doing this for our future. I'm sorry." After he finished speaking, he told me to go ahead and get busy. He also said he would definitely make it up to me later. I saw him do this. My heart was filled with disappointment. I was about to go do another part-time job. Suddenly, I started coughing severely. Everything went black in front of me. I directly fainted at the door of the ward. When I woke up, I found myself lying in a hospital bed. The doctor told me, "My lung condition cannot be subjected to further stress. Otherwise, recovery will be difficult. It may even become more serious." The doctor suggested I be hospitalized. Liam is sitting in a wheelchair beside me. Unlike usual, this time he didn't look at me with a concerned gaze. Instead, he was completely focused on the small screen in his hand. He casually looked up and replied to me, "Emily, you were fine during the day. Are you trying to fake a cough and faint to get my attention? I'm utterly disappointed. I'm really sick, and I'm very ill." After hearing this, he sneered. He immediately retorted, "Come on. Who knows if you and the doctor have conspired together?" As he was halfway through his sentence, he suddenly stopped, realizing he had let something slip, afraid I would become suspicious. He quickly shut his mouth. He then turned to comfort me softly. "Emily, be good. I'm working hard to earn money for our future. I know you're tired and want to rest. It's okay." Hearing this made me even angrier. She looked at Liam. Her voice was a bit strained. "I've never lied to you." Then she asked back, "What about you?" Liam had already put on his headphones. He completely didn't hear what I said. However, I seemed to catch a glimpse of a graceful figure on his phone screen, the corners of his mouth also slightly lifted. "I understand. That person who once loved me deeply, who said they would always be with me. Liam, who shone on stage with me. He can never come back." Liam just entered the live broadcast room. The clever little host Sophia noticed. "Welcome home, Liam. Everyone, don't forget to follow Liam." At this moment, the comments on the screen were all discussing him. "Wow, the master has arrived. Today is really lucky. The big spender has finally appeared. I have waited a long time for this scene. Who is this person? Why is the comment section flooding with his name?" After seeing this, Liam, the corners of his mouth involuntarily lifted. He immediately ordered a sports car. Seeing everyone's adoration and admiration for him, he felt just like he did when he stood on stage back then, enjoying the cheers of thousands. I gently closed my eyes, no longer looking at him. After returning home, there were a few more screenshots in my phone. That was after the live stream ended, the chat records of that couple. Sophia sent him a private message saying, "Liam, give me an address. I'll come see you, you're so generous. Yet we haven't even met. How embarrassing." Liam said half-jokingly, "I have a girlfriend. You don't mind, right?" Sophia quickly replied, "You're so outstanding. It's normal for more girls to like you." Then she sent a very bold selfie, along with a message, "Brother, what do you think about me and your girlfriend? Who do you prefer?" Liam answered without hesitation. "Of course, it's you. She is quite a bit older than you. I've long found it uninteresting. How can you be so young and cute? Be good." The content that follows. "I don't want to watch anymore. He once solemnly told me he liked my maturity and excellence. I spent more than half a year with him. Only then did I agree to his confession. Looking back now, he might have just been unwilling because he couldn't have me. That's all it was." I pulled a small box out from under the bed. It was filled with memories between us. There was the couple's ring he gave me for the first time. There was the dance he specially choreographed for me. And on my birthday, the confession video he recorded under the aurora. Things that couples can do. We have almost experienced them all together. I flipped through those things. Some were childish. It's mature. It's quite expensive. There are also those that require a lot of effort. I kept watching. I couldn't help but cry silently. At that moment, it felt like I had exhausted all my strength. To bid farewell to the boy who once filled my heart and eyes, the phone rang. It was a call from friend. She said, "Emily, your dance skirt seems a bit off." I felt a tightness in my heart. I asked, "What happened?" He replied, "This is fake. I remember you said it was a gift from Liam, but the buyer of this piece by Master Yun is a lady." "Liam, you're even going to lie to me about this?" I thought I couldn't wear it anymore, so I sold it to a friend from the previous dance troupe. She is a fan of Master Yun. I plan to sell this item, to give him the money, consider it the final closure between us. I didn't expect this piece of clothing to actually. I was just about to confront Liam. Suddenly, I received a message. It was another message from that unfamiliar account. Emily, I received a message about a particularly beautiful dress. He even mentioned in the notes, he hopes I will wear this dress to meet him. I clicked on the picture and found it was indeed that dress. It turns out he directly sent the money to that female streamer. No wonder the purchase information for the dress showed a girl's name. He really is quite generous. What is he doing? Are you looking for a replacement? What am I then? Have the years of youth and health I've invested been in vain? I saw a photo on social media of that female streamer showing off the dress. I took the post to confront Liam. I said, "What is this? Everyone knows Master Yun's works. There is only one of each style." I threw my phone onto his hospital bed. The screen was lit up. The photo was clearly displayed. His expression seemed a bit uneasy. Liam glanced at his phone. He felt a bit flustered inside. But he quickly calmed down. He pretended to be calm and flipped his phone face down on the table. This must be fake. "Emily, do you not even trust me?" I noticed his nervous little movements. He said coldly, "But the cut of that dress is clearly not as good as in the picture, and the Master Yun's logo is also missing." Liam couldn't hide it anymore. He pretended to look innocent again. "Emily, I might have sent it to the wrong person, but sending such an expensive gift out, it would definitely give me face in front of them. You know, I'm currently working part-time for them. I have to please them a bit, so I can have more opportunities to make money. I made quite a bit from my investments a few days ago, plus the money you saved before. In another month, I can have the surgery." He gently hugged me as I stood by the bed. He said, "Wait until I recover. Then we can take a step further." I looked down at him. Deep down, I knew. His heart had already changed. She still spoke directly like before. "Liam, I believe in you." Then I added, "But you can't do this anymore in the future." Liam got anxious as soon as he heard it. "Emily, why are you so nosy now? These are all social norms. Do you understand? You're a few years older than me. When we were together back then, it was because you seemed mature and steady. Don't come over for now. Go back and reflect on your current state. When you've figured things out, we'll meet again." He spoke so confidently, but I knew in my heart. He was making excuses to see that woman. That's why he wanted to keep me away for a while. Otherwise, how could he be in a situation where I visit him every day? He can still hide the fact that he has already recovered. He did have a car accident before, but he completely recovered in just 1 or 2 months. However, this injury nearly cost him the chance to become a professional dancer. So, he came up with this plan. I walked out of the hospital room and went straight into the restroom next door. I washed the hand he had held just now until it was bright red. Liam hasn't contacted me for almost a month, but I've been keeping track of all his movements through the chat screenshots and videos sent to me from that account. I've always been aware of his every move. He entrusted his funds and stocks to the financial manager, Lucas. Now he finds that he has already made over 10 million every day. Liam is spending lavishly in Sophia's live stream, using his savings to maintain appearances. He is enjoying the attention and admiration he hasn't felt for a long time since losing the stage. Lucas told him. The earnings will be credited to his card today, since this morning. Liam is in a particularly good mood. He is quite happy, but he still feels a bit uneasy inside. He has been pondering this plan for several years. At first, he pursued me, mainly because I had many friends. I knew quite a few reliable people in finance. At that time, I was the principal dancer of the troupe, in terms of both ability and influence. He could gain a lot of help from it. He not only took away the resources of my dance troupe, but also secretly poached my most profitable financial manager, Lucas. Over the years, his investments have already made him some money. We were already at the stage of discussing marriage, but due to a car accident, he lost his proud professional identity. The penalty fees and medical expenses nearly drained his assets. So, he thought of using me, to make me give everything for him, and to prevent me from leaving him. Sophia, wearing a fitted dance dress, snuggled up beside him, softly said, "Liam, wait until your money arrives. You must leave her. Marry me. I will take good care of you. You have to trust me." Liam looked at the beautiful woman beside him. He said lightly, "You know that. I never covet wealth. Don't overthink it. Let's keep things as they are. Don't cross the line. Be a bit more obedient. Then you can stay a little longer." He smiled. But there was something strange about his smile. He probably didn't think of me, and he never expected that because of his deception. I would be living such a miserable life. Maybe it's because we haven't been in touch for too long. He felt something was off, just as he was about to check his phone. Sophia came over to cling to him. She asked him to donate some money to the live PK stream. He was still immersed in the novelty. He quickly threw aside what he was thinking earlier, enjoying the praises and affection from the beautiful women around him. "Liam, you are really wonderful. You are my favorite." At this moment, a strange number called in. Liam answered the phone. "Hello, are you Mr. Liam?" The voice on the other end asked. "Are you Liam?" Liam answered calmly. "Yes, I am. We are from New York General Hospital. MTK's Emily's condition is currently very critical. She may not make it at any moment. The call shows you are her partner. Please hurry to the hospital to see her for the last time." Just after the call ended, Lucas's call came in. Liam was stunned there. Sophia helped him answer the phone. The voice on the other end said, "Mr. Liam, I'm sorry to inform you, because your investment is too risky. The stock you invested most of your money in has dropped significantly. We have done our best, but we still cannot help you recover the losses. The agreement we signed before is very clear. All profits and losses are your own responsibility. Goodbye." Liam hasn't reacted yet. The call has already been disconnected. Liam stared blankly at his phone, which had already gone black. His face was full of disbelief. He had indeed promised Lucas a substantial commission before, but later he found out that, although Lucas earned a lot, the commission rate was also quite high. So, he signed an agreement with Lucas. He said that if the principal incurred losses, Lucas would not have to bear any responsibility, but if the profit exceeded a certain percentage, Lucas could only receive a fixed share. I thought he was sad because he lost his money. Unexpectedly, he didn't say a word. He didn't even take his coat. He just took a taxi straight to the hospital. At that moment, I couldn't guess what he was thinking. I suddenly remembered that night. I secretly looked through his phone. I found his chat history with a friend. He mentioned in the chat. He said, "I love him deeply. I'm even willing to give up my job in the dance troupe for him, to work odd jobs outside to help him pay for his leg treatment." He also said, "Right now he has no money. Once the investment makes money, he will definitely marry me and take me home. Moreover, the current expenses online are not much. He can distinguish between those who are just playing around and those who are truly meant to be married, just for fun. Which man doesn't do this?" The more I looked at it, the more I felt like a fool. So what am I, Emily? Am I just his servant at his beck and call? Or am I just an ATM he can sacrifice without hesitation when he encounters trouble? The hundreds of thousands I worked so hard to earn, I spent it all on his rehabilitation treatments. I didn't expect. He actually secretly misappropriated that money. He gave it all as tips to those borderline streamers. Later I found out. That wealthy man Liam who was trending before, who spent lavishly on streamers. So it was him. Liam is anxious. It was told to me by someone else. I always thought I held a place in his heart. I'm nothing special. But now, hearing how anxious he is, I feel a bit sentimental. I'm lying on the hospital bed. My breathing is weak. Liam hurriedly comes over. He doesn't understand how many hardships and difficulties I went through to become the chief. Yet I still radiate positivity like a little sun. I've encountered quite a bit of trouble. Competitors tried to push me out. My boss made inappropriate advances towards me. Even the dress I prepared for the stage was damaged, but I never bowed to fate. I relied on my own efforts and perseverance. I earned everyone's respect openly and above board. In the end, Liam noticed me. He is very talented in dance, but he was raised by his grandparents since childhood. He also experienced severe bullying. When he saw that I refused to yield in the face of bullying, it resonated with him, but in the end, he did not face life as positively as I did. On the contrary, he transferred a lot of pain onto me to alleviate the torment life brought him. He knew I cared most about my parents' death in the car accident. He even deliberately exploited this. After my leg injury healed, I pretended things were worse on purpose. I said to Emily, "Emily, it's been months. My leg has clearly healed. Why do I still feel nothing?" He held my hand tightly, looking somewhat helpless. I was determined to tell him, "Don't worry, Liam. I'm going to change jobs soon to earn more money. We'll save money together and have surgery as per the doctor's advice." How much I loved him back then. Now seeing him run towards me without any concealment, my heart hurts that much, but I am too weak to react at all. I can only close my eyes. We tried to save her for several hours. The doctor eventually told him helplessly. We couldn't successfully save the patient. The doctor said, "Mr. Liam, your loved one's body was already severely damaged before. The last time she fainted was a warning. Yet, you did not stop her from continuing to do those harmful jobs. This has led to the current situation. She doesn't have much time left now. You should take the opportunity to say goodbye properly. But Liam is already too distressed to listen to this. He looked at my pale face sadly. He should have been enjoying life beside Sophia. Now he cannot accept that I am lying here in front of him. He ignored the medical staff's obstruction, desperately kneeling down, continuously bowing his head. Doctor, please save her. Don't worry about the money. Yes, I still have another house. I'll go sell it and bring the money back. Please, I beg you, don't give up. We're about to get married. But it's already too late. If it weren't for his idea, I wouldn't have gone to such lengths to treat him and end up like this with my own body. Money has lost its meaning. The doctor shook his head. Everyone has left. Liam looked at me. He was sobbing uncontrollably. Emily, me. I really didn't expect you to turn out like this. Emily, I owe you an apology. I actually lied to you. My leg has been fine for a long time, but I just didn't want you to leave. I want you to stay with me forever. I'm really scared of you leaving me. I still have money. We'll go get the marriage certificate soon. Okay, Emily, don't sleep. I want to tell him that I don't want to forgive him at all. But the medicine has already started to take effect. My eyelids feel as heavy as if pressed by 1,000 pounds. My mouth is slightly open. I want to say something but can't make a sound. Liam's tear-streaked face slowly blurs before my eyes. In the end, I still closed my eyes. He is filled with regret. He carefully touches my swollen face due to illness. And my skin, which has become rough. He keeps repeating 2 phrases. Emily, I'm sorry. You must not want to stay because you are unwilling to forgive me. Emily, I'm sorry. It was my fault. Liam, where have you gone? I chased after you desperately from behind but couldn't catch up. Didn't you say today you would accompany me shopping? To buy me a bag and a necklace? Why did you bring me to a place like this? A hospital. It smells of disinfectant everywhere. I really can't stand it. This is your girlfriend. Hush, she does look quite a bit older than me. Now I am your girlfriend. How can you do this? Liam heard Sophia's voice. He immediately pushed her to the ground. How can you compare with her, no matter how she is? It's not something you can comment on lightly. Hurry up and go. Take your things and leave quickly. Liam roughly pushed Sophia and her bag out of the ward. Next, he leaned down beside me and started to cry. This is the second time I have seen him cry so sadly since I met him. The first time was when his grandmother passed away. I stayed by his side the whole time. I thought to myself, if my departure really makes him this sad, then how could he bear to deceive me in the first place? Why spend nearly a year lying to me and still not have recovered by now? The crying gradually subsided. Liam said to the doctor who was about to take me away. I am Emily's husband. I am going to take her away. We agreed on this before. No matter life or death, we must be together. I secretly bribed the doctor, but he definitely won't agree. I'm sorry, Mr. Liam. MTKS Emily completed the body donation procedures at this hospital during her last hospitalization. We have the right to take her body. Liam's eyes were red. He shouted excitedly, I don't believe it. Emily has always taken great care of her body. How could she possibly sign such an agreement? You just see her as lonely. You want to take the opportunity to impose some unfair terms. I am her lover. Why can't I take her away? The doctor calmly countered. You have a marriage certificate. If not, you cannot prove that you have a legal marital relationship with her. Liam was taken aback by this. He was at a loss for words, stammering for a long time without saying a complete sentence. I said, I don't have one, but he still insisted. Regardless, I must take it away today. How about this? Just name your price. I still have some assets on hand. I can donate some money to buy it. Right? No problem. We offer this service here. You just need to pay 1 million, doctor replied. But he actually didn't believe that the man could come up with that much money. Liam immediately called his friend. He asked his friend to help sell 2 villas and 3 cars under his name. After a while, his friend called him back. He told him that those assets were no longer under Liam's name. They were transferred to a woman named Sophia. Actually, these assets had long been secretly transferred away by Sophia, a small streamer around Liam. Liam had never noticed. He still thought he was the somewhat wealthy tycoon he used to be. It was only then that Liam realized he had nothing left. He immediately called Sophia. He dialed the number. He found that the number had been canceled. His face darkened. He realized he had been deceived. He was so angry that he smashed his phone to pieces. Then he turned around. He looked at me helplessly. The doctor pushed me away, but I wasn't actually dead. Everything was part of my plan. That day, after I heard the phone call, a gradually clearer revenge plan emerged in my mind. The current Sophia is a small streamer he initially contacted. He tricked her out of a lot of money with sweet words. She has yet to be repaid. So I contacted her. I gave her tens of thousands of yuan to get facial adjustments. Then I re-established contact with Liam. Together, we set a web interwoven with power and emotions for Liam. I had her report Liam's movements to me at all times. I also taught her how to discreetly transfer Liam's assets. However, in front of Liam, we pretended not to know each other. Sophia could play the role we had previously discussed. She would act like a gold digger who was after him. This way, she could ultimately take Liam's money. He dislikes me, then leave safely. Lucas is, of course, part of my plan. He discussed it with me before. He said Liam is not trustworthy. I don't want to work for him anymore. I used to help Lucas with my own money. Later, I told Lucas the truth. He is very loyal. He used his financial skills to clean up Liam's assets. Then it was transferred to my account after the matter was settled. I gave him a big red envelope, enough for him to live without worries for the rest of his life. As for me, I definitely won't risk my life for that kind of person. I spent quite a bit of money. I bought fake death pills on the black market. After taking this medicine, although I can still hear the sounds around me, my body will feel as if it has truly died. No breathing or heartbeat, so I have to leave quickly. Otherwise, I'll be exposed. The effect of this drug lasts only 12 hours. When the time is up, if I don't take the antidote, then I will forever become a vegetable. The body's functions will gradually decline. Eventually, I will pass away. By that time, I will truly become a free teaching case in the hospital. After I wake up, I take the antidote. I return to the newly bought house. I opened the computer on the desk. The screen displayed the high-definition surveillance footage of my rental apartment. This house is also our little home. I know he has nowhere to go now. He can only come here. I installed 360-degree high-definition surveillance cameras in every corner of the house. It was all to wait for this day. I saw him lying on our bed, dressed. He was holding the pillow I like to hug when I sleep. He knows I have a little habit. I always like to hug something when I sleep. Before, I would hug him. Later, after he was hospitalized, he gave me this pillow. I was as happy as a child at that time, but I didn't realize that in the nearly past year, he only gave me a pillow and a fake dress for our anniversary. So he came back. He searched the entire house. He only found this, our only shared memory. Emily, I'm sorry. I actually saw many things I wanted to give you, but it's all my fault for being so confused. I was only focused on my own selfishness. I didn't even have time to buy them for you, and then you left. I couldn't even bring your body back. Liam is now holding the pillow. His body is shaking uncontrollably. The room is silent. All that can be heard is his regretful muttering. He remembers that day. When he confessed to me, I shyly let him hold me in his arms. His movements were gentle, as if he was afraid of hurting me. He gently stroked my hair. Then, he whispered excitedly in my ear, Emily, thank you for being with someone as ordinary as me. I promised to fulfill all your wishes, to give you the best of everything, but in the end, I accomplished nothing. I had long thrown our memories into the trash bin downstairs. He suddenly thought of something, staring blankly while holding a cushion. He walked into the kitchen and took a fruit knife. Then, he walked into the bathroom. Sitting in the bathtub, he turned on the faucet. The water kept rising. He suddenly came to his senses. He picked up the fruit knife in his hand and repeatedly stabbed his own leg. In an instant, the originally clear water was stained bright red. He seemed to have lost consciousness, just gently looking at the cushion in his hand. As if that was me, he was covered in cold sweat, but with a sickly smile he said, Emily, I know you're definitely watching me from above. I'll soon become the person you used to know. Come to find you. As soon as he finished speaking, he fainted. Later, his friend found this place. Only then did he see Liam lying in a pool of blood. Unfortunately, he injured the nerves due to the severity of the attack, and he wasn't sent to the hospital in time. Liam's leg was completely necrotic this time. After he was discharged from the hospital, the rental period for the apartment was also up. Now he has nothing. Friends understand his past behavior. They worry about being entangled with him, who is now both broke and disabled. All chose to leave him, because I only pretended to die, so there is no tombstone. After he was discharged from the hospital, he could only sit at the entrance of the hospital where I died every day. clutching tightly the only remaining photo of me. Now he has become very disheveled, dragging his weak body to beg on the streets. This is the current Liam. He has completely lost that noble and gentle demeanor he once had. Like a prince, after a snowy night, he has passed away. The old man at the hospital gate mentioned, when this beggar was found, his hands were tightly clenched into fists. No one could pry them open in the end. We could only together send the body into the crematorium after leaving the funeral home. I looked up at the warm winter sun. It's so nice. From now on, it's a brand new world.